Hey guys, here's this transaxle assembly out of the John Deere 310D backhoe. Just a little overview here. Get my flashlight too so you can see a little better. Okay. This is going to be your transmission drive shaft. Your shuttle transmission sets in front of this. Your forward reverse, they call it the reverser, I call it a shuttle transmission. Drives your transmission drive shaft. Okay, so this is your first speed, the little gear here, first speed drive gear, second speed drive gear, third speed drive gear, fourth speed drive gear. All the ones on the bottom shaft there, which drives your pinion, which drives your ream gear, that's your driven shaft. Okay, so one thing you need to remember on any gear is that a small gear driving a big gear, that is a low gear ratio. A big gear driving a little gear, that is a high gear ratio. So basically it's pretty simple. It's just a 4-speed transmission. I mean, the shift collar is going to move and engage the locking gears on there. And here's your brass synchros in here. We're probably going to be changing about every gear on these shafts. It looks like to me definitely down there the synchro is broke on that one. But I'll show you when I get it apart what you really need to look for on these. So the first thing we're going to do is end up pulling our planetary housings off, and we'll take this plug out. We'll back our brake off, take our brake apart, get it out of there, and then we'll get our rear end out, and then we'll start disassembling the transmission. Okay, got the quad bolts out. really hitting on that. Shit. Take this C-clip right here, and then take this bolt here out. Alright. Hey! Okay, I had to go over there and get that old Ford Power Stroke. That thing's got about 500,000 miles on it, and they feed cows with it, and it don't run. We had to shove it in here. So, anyway, back to what we were doing. What was I doing? Right there for now. We'll take this. Having troubles getting my snap ring pliers in there. Okay, we'll just slide it over that shaft like that. Okay, well, I gotta unhook that. How am I going to get in there to get a hold of that? Get that cotter pin out, pull that pin out. Well, that should still slide through there. I mean, that shaft, that should still slide through there without unhooking that pin. Why is it? Oh, I see the key. The key's hitting this now. I'm gonna have to get that key out of there. Gotta pop that Woodger key. The key's hitting right there. Get a screwdriver or something. See if I can dig that key out of there. The snow is on the ground out there. That time of the year. Alright, got the key out. It's bottom of the case now, but we can get that out. There we go. Alright, that's our park drive shaft. Just kind of slide this back over the shaft, that way it doesn't get lost. Alright. Yeah, I only have the operation and test manual on this thing, and thought I had the service, the repair, but I'm going to have to find one on the internet, but we can get it apart. These things aren't that complicated. I knew it was going to be a little nose heavy. Let's move this thing over here somewhere. We're not walking around it constantly. Let's go just like that right there. And I would recommend, if you're getting one of these completely apart, while you get it apart, go ahead and pull your brake pistons out. We'll do that. Reseal your brake pistons and then put new seals out here when the axles come out. Now, how are we going to do this other side? That's the way it's sitting on the forklift. Might have to get my cherry picker or my crane on my service truck. Bolts, put it back in that planetary housing. But I'll get new piston seals and everything for these planetaries, and the new gaskets, new seal out here for the axle. Make her like new again. Take it across the street there. Got a big nice steam cleaner. I have a pressure washer. I haven't had enough money to buy a $5,000 steam cleaner yet. Alright. Stub shaft out. Okay, here's your brake disc. Should come out of there. Brake disc looks really good. Okay, then we'll end up pulling these two. We're not there yet, but that's your side bearing retainers for your differential. They're going to be shimmed between here and the case, so you can set your preload on your bearings. Let's just kind of stick that in here like this. Alright. Oh yeah, Duke. Now we pretty much got to do the same thing on the other side. Nice if we could just swing that thing around and turn it around, but that ain't gonna happen. Probably gonna have to get my cherry picker or something over here. My damn dumpster's full out there, and I'm waiting for the garbage guy to come get it. I got all these boxes of shit here from all them transmission rebuilds I need to throw in the dumpster, but I've already stomped it down about as much as I could. Like 3 boxes of empty transmission fluid bottles. They only come out to these rural areas once every 2 weeks, so if you fill your dumpster up too fast, you're screwed. You gotta lock your dumpster up, or somebody will come by and throw shit in your dumpster. All them good, nice people. Oh, I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way there so I can get my cherry picker over here. That's another thing I need to do. I gotta get the motor off this. Or not the motor, but I think I might take the motor in too. I see a lot of burnt looking shit coming out of there on the wires from my compressor. Take it in and have them rewind it. I got no shop air right now. I'm having to use one on my service truck because that thing went out the other day. Too many things to do and not enough time to do it all. Alright. Now we got a little room here. Get in here with my cherry picker and so let's go ahead and take those bolts out of the bottom of that. Find the socket, whatever I did to that. Actually, we could probably just take them all out. Go anywhere. Okay, let's see, how are we going to chain this? It's going to be real nose heavy. Actually, I'll be able to do it like this right here. Give that a whirl. Still going to be heavy on this one side. I'm certain. I think we're going to have to at least get over here, but not coming out of there. This side shouldn't be hanging up on anything. Huh. Kind of odd. Must be hanging up on that dowel or something down there. Didn't leave a bolt in it, did I? Been known to do that. She kind of squared up now. There she goes. gutter out of there. Is it gonna do a nosedive on us? Probably. Yeah, kind of like I expected. That's okay though, it should hold it. There we go. Pull it on out of there. Oh, come on, roll. Okay. Pull our sun gear and our other brake disc out. Diff lock. There's your diff lock lever. See if we can wheel this thing around back over here. Lay it beside the other one. I just got an email from PJ Palmer. They're a ZF dealer with the parts breakdown for the CF transmission. I need to go outside here in a little bit where my get phone signal and download the attached file and see what we got. And maybe I can get a quote finally. Called this outfit called Coastline. They're supposedly a ZF dealer. He said he was going to email me a bunch of stuff, never even called me back or emailed me back or nothing. Alright, we'll do the same thing. We'll get our brake disc and stuff and put it back in our differential housing here. Right. Alright guys, so here we are. Now you're gonna pull, this is your pump here. Your transmission drive shaft drives this pump. It's your lube pump. We gotta pull this diff lock out. We should be able to, we're gonna have to pull this off, pull the shaft out of that. Yeah, we're gonna have to pull this mechanical front wheel drive assembly off the side of the case here so we can get that out of there. It just doesn't look to be too difficult. Kind of wish I'd had the repair manual, but I'll have to see if I can find and download one. Most of these things are right on the internet on these old backhoes. You don't need to go spend a pile of money at John Deere to buy a service manual. Like tradebit.com has them for like 20 bucks. I mean, we've got a 310G that'll work on a lot too for a guy, and I've got both the service manuals for TradeBit for it. And I think I got the operation and test for this one, but I sure thought I had the other one, the PDF, you know, manual downloaded for it, but I'll be damned. I looked last night, I couldn't find it anywhere. And then it was, didn't get home till 8 o'clock at night, and then And time I ate dinner and did all my other shit, it was 10 o'clock, and I didn't really feel like staying up all damn night looking for that, so. Okay. So, we got to get this brake linkage plug right there. I wonder if we need to back that brake off. It's kind of set up like a cat, where it's got this big adjusting screw to adjust the brake. Take this line off here, and then that line comes back through here and goes to your filter. Greasy son of a bitch. I wish I could work on something once in my life that was somewhat clean. That never seems to happen. Let's get this lube line off here. We can actually pull. Here's a shift detent right here. Springs down in there. Spring and ball. But we can actually pull this lube line here off. It lubes your this is lubing your both shafts. Let's see, that's 9/16. Socket's too damn thick to get on there. Go get a chrome socket. That's 3/8 drive. It's not 1/2 inch drive, you moron. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here first is this just splines onto the pump right here. And once we get this drive shaft off, we can pull this off. Then we can remove our pump assembly and get everything out of the way of our differential assembly before we pull it out of there. But in order to do that, we need to go and pull this bearing retainer off. It's got a little strap here. They are 9/16, so I thought they were 1/2 inch. Bar in there, see if we can pop that off. Be nice to me. Shim pack on it. There she goes. It'll set your preload on that tapered bearing right there. Lay that here. How's that bearing race look? I think we'll probably be changing all this stuff. We're going to do it right. Yes, I lose that. Alright, so that shaft is not too far from coming out of there. Let's take this Allen head loose here, and then we'll have to slide the shaft out of the case. There's a freeze plug, I believe. Is there a freeze plug? Or what is the deal here? I don't see any kind of freeze plug or anything sealing that up. That's kind of odd. That's not right. There should be some freeze plugs in the end of that to seal that up. No wonder it's leaking. I wonder if they ran it low on oil or something. Look where the oil's been running down the case. They said that their mechanic did a bunch of work on this. I think you gotta have freeze plugs in the end of that, where the shafts go through the case, or it's just, the oil's just gonna run out of it. Are you kidding me? Okay. Let's get an Allen wrench and take that loose. I mean, there's got to be something there to seal the oil up in it. Damn it, my Allen wrench is still under the backhoe. Oh! The old Ford's thawing out. Tractor's like a 31, I did a 3155 John Deere last winter. Did a bunch of work to it. It had 2 set screws for every fork on it. Well, there should be another one somewhere. See, this collar here's got 2 on it, but I'm not seeing one. Only got 1 lock nut on there. And 1 lock screw. Usually there's 2. Well, it sure seems to be loose on here. That's all that I see is one on there. Alright, let's see if we can get this shaft out of here. Moving. Why is it not moving? Is it the detent pulls it up? Is it that stiff of the detent? Find out why. Okay, on this, I'm going to try to pull this other shaft out first, but on the side of the case here is where your detent spring is. And there's an Allen plug. Pull that Allen plug out, pull your 2 locks out of your shift fork. This one's sliding out pretty easy. Okay. There's your detent notches. This one's still not wanting to slide out of there for some reason. I'm not sure why it doesn't want to come out of there. We need to go out the other way with it. Yeah. It's coming. She's coming out of there. It's being kind of tricky. What it does is it'll kind of bind up on that shaft. See a little burr like something right there on that shaft. I'm about to get a punch come in through there. Let's get this shaft and all this stuff laid on the bench over here. Okay, let me see if I can find a punch to get in there and tap that out of there. Good idea to look at your forks when you pull them out. Make sure these forks aren't worn down real bad, because it'll definitely change your stroke, you know, when you're shifting. Okay, let's take the long set screw, start it back in here, like so. Alright guys, remember how this came apart. You have to take this lock. Now I remember now. You take this will unthread down here, slide this off, pull this pump drive shaft out off the end of this shaft, and then you can slide this shaft out. Size is that, like 1.25 inches, like 1 inch. We'll get some wrenches. Okay. Now, take your lock nut, back it off. Back this part off where your splines are. Kind of a neat setup. It's been a long time since I've had one of these apart. I only had like 2 of them apart before. I've done rear ends. I think both of them are rear end jobs. This is the first transmission on one of these. Basically thread it in where you can get it off the pump shaft. Slide her out of there. It's splined on both ends. Okay. Now if I remember right, I had to take that snap ring out and knock that bearing race on through. Yeah, there's a big snap ring here, and you can tap this bearing race on through the case and then slide your shaft in and tip it out. There's snap ring pliers. Oh, let's see what side. I wonder if it's at a 90-degree. I wonder if the 90s will work on it. Switch this snap-on set of snap ring pliers around to where the pulling, not expanding. Oh, come on. I don't think I can get my straight ones in there. Ah, damn it. So I'll get it out and it pops off. Alright, let's dig it on out over the bar. Oh! Okay. Now we'll get our hammer and our punch. Knock that bearing race on through. Just like so. Longer punch, having troubles there. That'll work. It's kind of fighting me a little bit there. Case it goes. Alright. Swore. Yeah, there it is. There you go. So there is our drive shaft. Once we get this apart, I'll show you. When you get to looking at these, you really want to look at these teeth right here. When these teeth here, where the clutch collar seat comes and slides back and engages the gear, very important that these are not all rounded off. These are rounded off pretty good. The gears on the shafts here, the driven gears need to be changed. Alright, so we got our transmission drive shaft out. We're not going to get this one out until we get this fork off. And I'll show you, there's our bad set screws. I like kind of lining stuff up, and I have a bunch of parts laying everywhere. Can't remember where the hell they go, but there's our forks. Alright, down here's where our problem child lies. See all the teeth missing off the synchro. And it's stuck too. I could probably leave that rear end in it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think we need to pull the rear end out of it, to be honest with you. We can leave it in there. Just looking at the way this thing's set up, let's pull this mechanical front wheel drive gear, or driven gear off. Maybe. Is that hole big enough in the case for that gear to slide through enough to get this shaft out? Let's find out. Let's get this off. I think we can just leave the rear end in it. Leave the diff lock and all that. There ain't nothing wrong with the rear end. Ring and pinion looks really good in it. But let's get this off. Alright, 3/4. Pull this off of here. Where's my screwdriver? It's got a little keeper like a master link chain on it. Just pop it off of there. Master link off. So it'll come off. Being kind of an ornery son of a gun. Get a persuader out. Tap on her a little bit. There she is. So take that master back on there. That keeper back on. Yeah, got to thinking about something today, a little bit off subject. You know, my kid's doing the same thing. He wants to go to college, which is fine. I don't mind a kid getting an education. I never did want to force the kid to do what I'm doing. I mean, you know, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But on the other hand, I see a lot of kids these days. It seems like they don't have any interest in the trades anymore. You know, and have a skill. It just seems like there's a real big demand for people to do this kind of stuff these days, and these kids, I don't know, they don't want to do it. I don't know, I always like working. It seems like a lot of them just, like they're allergic to work or something. It's just completely against their moral fabric to work. You know, like it's beneath them, I don't know. It's just kind of wild, you know, the way they think anymore. I think he's going to go into sports medicine or some damn thing, I don't know. More power to you. I guess it's better than being in trouble all the time like it was when I was his age. Pusher holes right here. There's probably another on the other side, but it's probably covered up with grease. Oh, you can't even get on it with an end wrench, let alone a socket. See if I can get the light moved over here where you can see a little better. The worst part about me working in the shop is the damn lighting sucks. There's another pusher bowl right there. It's just full of grease. Got a bunch of silicone on that bolt. They must have had it leaking on them or something. there, which is probably not a bad idea to put some pipe dope or something on the bolts. These have studs on the bottom, they're not bolts. So. I'm going to talk to those guys today and tell them that, you know, while you got this apart, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to look at that shuttle transmission. That didn't feel like it was grabbing to me. Felt like it was slipping when I drove it in here. And those are easy to rebuild, so it's just couple clutch packs in there, forward and reverse. Okay. Let's put another bolt in this hole. Get one somewhere today. Everything appears to be off. Bearing still okay in that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's get the bolts and nuts back in that. Okay. Probably didn't need me to pull the planetary housings off of there, but I couldn't remember if you needed to. I couldn't remember if you needed to pull the rear end out of it or not. I couldn't remember. Right now, it looks like you don't have to. Which, I mean, it ain't no big deal to put them back on, but probably a good idea to, while you got it apart, put some brake piston seals and stuff like that in it. Do a little bit of preventative. Okay, let's see here. This cup on the front looks like some kind of, it had one strap, kind of a retainer sitting on the, don't really see much holding it on there. Looks like a big cup. And that's all it is. Just a big cup with an O-ring on it. And a great big nut on the end of the shaft. Going on here now is that nut has to come off. Figure out how this works. Okay. Thinking that nut has to come off of there. That's pushing the bearing into the, yeah, that nut's got to come off. That's pushing the bearing into the case. And then you can drive the bearing back out this way. Okay, we gotta see what size that is. Probably going to take air and a big gun to get that off. Well, guys, something I just noticed. This shaft's got way too much movement in it. Right here. I just noticed a groove right there, and then I'm looking up where that bearing is. The snap ring is not on that gear anymore, holding that gear to the shaft. That's not supposed to be like that. So there's one of our problems. And I'm trying to figure this out right now, and it's really looking to me. I don't know if that gear is going to come back and hit the case. This rear end does have to come out of here. There's no way to get this shaft out without pulling the rear end. So I was right, kind of what I was thinking. Because yeah, you can see the case right here, and this gear is coming up against it. There's no way it's going to slide far enough ahead to get the shaft out. No way in hell. So alright, well, let's get the rear end out of it. We got to get this pump out, and then we got to get our brake mechanism out, and then get the rear end out. Alright guys, so screwed up with my camera. I guess I was recording when I wasn't recording when I thought I was recording because the thing's on top of my head and I'm pushing the button. But missed that part of the video, pull your brake linkage right here, pull the adjusting screw off counterclockwise, and then pull this pin out right here, and it has a cotter pin on it. See that pin now sliding out of the case, but pull that out and then pull that off, okay, and then get that out of your way, and that makes things way more manageable. And then you can, I just grabbed the differential by hand and pulled it out of the case, and it was pretty light, it wasn't that bad. And then take a rubber mallet is what I did, and I tapped on the end of the shaft. You gotta make sure you have that big nut off the end of the shaft, and tap it back towards the back, and that'll push the shaft through, and all these driven gears will come off. Okay, here's one of them here, but here's what happened on this one. I mean, the whole synchronizer assembly, the balls and everything, they're all gone out of it. These gears, these are what I was telling you. You really need to wash these teeth here. They're all rounded off. These all need to be changed. But these synchronizers, you can see the teeth are gone. It's broke all to hell. So that's what you need to look for on these. But when we go back together, I'll show you a really detailed, you know, way of putting those clutch collars back together with all the springs. So, all right, guys. Till next time. Thanks.